In conversation with Jamy H. Scruton. Jamy H. Scruton is a lead-based multidisciplinary artist specializing in performance poetry, animation, and burlesque. He has showcased and performed at various events around the UK, including the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. His work is an exploration of comedy, cabaret, and personal experience with mental health. His new book titled The Vision of Storytelling is a highly illustrated, beautiful book filled with impressive artworks exploring the themes of and finding self-healing. He's excited to be here today to share his works. And on today's episode of Auto Interview, it's my utmost pleasure and joy to have on the show today Jamy H. Scruton. How are you doing, Jamy?
I'm doing really good. I'm doing really good. It's a pleasure to be here and to be invited to promote my new book. So I'm really excited to be sharing my work with a new audience and with yourself.
Absolutely.
So yeah, it's a
Yeah.
pleasure.
Thank you so much. And it's quite lovely, actually. We're going to be having a conversation around your work. Quite exciting
Mhm.
to do this. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really excited to yeah, just
Yeah.
share what I've been working on and yeah.
Yeah. So, Jamy, could you tell us about your book, The Vision of Storytelling, which is your rating genre dating from 2021 all through to 2023? And I would like to ask you, how does this book come about? What inspired you to write The Vision of Storytelling? And also, how did you came up with this title name? Because I find it to be quite unusual, and I'd love you to talk about
Mhm.
that.
Yeah, so this book, The Vision of Storytelling, is a interpreted visual version of my journals. I'm a I'm obsessed with journaling. I've been journaling since I was 15 years of age.
Mm,
I'm inspired by observational life. Inspired by characters. I'm inspired by anything that really influences my creativity. And my journals are based on my everyday life. It's very
mm.
autobiographical, and I wanted to publish this book in a visual perspective to make it more accessible, particularly with
Yeah.
the deaf community. My partner's deaf, and I've got a huge deaf following,
Oh.
and they find it hard to, well, they struggle to understand like your pure narrative English, and
Mm,
they studied purely based on visuals and interpreting a drawing or a piece of art through their own stream of consciousness. And
mm,
yeah, I want it's very different from my debut book. My debut book is also my published journals, but it's more heavily influenced through the published entries opposed to the artwork.
mm,
And the vision of storytelling, the title, is inspired by me storytelling my observational autobiographical outlook through
mm.
artwork and through illustrations, and that's what I wanted to have in contrast to my debut book.
Wow, that's quite beautiful to know, really. And I love your description of how the vision of storytelling came to be. Thank you for mentioning. And now, just in
You're
case we
welcome.
have some readers who haven't read the book yet, and without giving much information away, could we have a sneak of what we'd expect in terms of themes picking up the vision of storytelling?
Yeah, so the themes that are depicted in the book through illustrations, you'll be exploring mental health.
Mm,
I'm such a huge mental health advocate. It's my own experience through anxiety and depression and how I've kind of jumped the boat to self exploration and healing. It's
mm,
also a book through my journey as an animator. I do stop motion animations, which are based on sometimes my journal entries or my poetry. And
Mm.
then you've got the cabaret side, because I'm a burlesque artist. So you've got illustrations of burlesque, and then you've got my humorous poetry in there. So it's really a Bible, a snapshot of 3 years of myself as an artist,
Oh,
and told through literally illustrations, which are highly effective illustrations. And I'm really, really proud to be sharing this book on its release
yeah.
this month.
That's amazing, actually. That's quite great. I love hearing about the themes encapsulated in the vision of storytelling. And now,
Mm,
this book is based loosely on your collected journal entries. Why is
yeah,
why is the book interpreted through visuals opposed to writing? Would you like to talk about that?
yeah. Like I previously mentioned, I wanted to be a contrasting comparison to my debut book.
Hmm.
My debut book was, it did consist of visuals, but it was more on the forefront of published journal entries. But this book, the second book, I wanted to capsulate it through illustrations and
Yeah.
really show heavily influence of artistry as myself as an artist, um, and how my outlook and my perception on situations can be told through like a dreamlike illustration. And I love to elaborate on my journal entries because I think as an illustrator, there's so much you can do. There's so much you can offer. There's so much you can showcase, and um, leaving the imagination that I had in the book,
Hmm.
um, passing it on to the audience and the reader, and allowing them to elaborate on what they see, on how they feel, and
Hmm.
tonal and textures, and but yeah, but yeah, I just wanted to make it a
Wow. That's
a
quite
bible of
amazing.
illustrations.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Because you're an artist as well, I think that also helped to add to it, being in form of visual opposed to writing. And also, I
yeah.
love to ask you too, Jamy, why is being an artist so important to you? And how does it reflect on your perspective of life? Would you like to talk about that too?
Yeah, so I've always considered myself as an artist because I like to broaden my horizons and have my hands in different various pies. I like
Mm,
to experiment um, through the scope of my drawings and illustrations. Um, I'm an artist. I love to. I try to be unique. So I'm not very competitive, but I like to be different from the next artist to the right of me or the next artist to the left of me. There's no regulations of being an artist. Artist, whatever you feel, kind of expresses a way that you feel comfortable with. And if you feel comfortable with the way you're expressing yourself and the audience is, um, it's a win-on-win game. And yeah, it's more about self-exploration, and always reimagining yourself as an artist, reinventing
mm,
yourself too. I think reinvention's a really important tool and key. And I just don't like to stick down the same avenue. I like to go off on an adventure and explore different
mm,
aspects. And I think this is what this book does.
yeah.
There's Throughout the last 3 years, I discovered watercolor. I discovered various mediums that I've never explored before previously,
Mm,
and this book is it's a book that relates to everyone. There's whatever kind of taste or preference of art that you like. This book has it. So yeah, and that's what I wanted to bring to the forefront. So yeah.
Yeah, that's actually amazing to know, really. And I love your description of it. And it cannot it's always amazing how, being an artist can be very important and getting to
Mm-hmm.
know about that, your perspective of life. It's quite lovely to know, really. And again,
Yeah.
just before I proceed, if you have a copy of the book there again, I'd love you to show it to the
Yes.
camera, just so we see what it looks like. And that's actually a bit voluminous even. Beautiful cover. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, the
It,
vision of storytelling.
it's hardback. I love the
Yeah, I see.
spine. I love the spine.
On the
And
back page.
yeah, it's professionally bound. So yes.
Beautiful,
Yeah. Yeah.
beautiful. Thank you. Thank you.
No, thank you very
Now,
much.
could you also tell us what publishing is like for a published author like yourself? Are there any challenges you've encountered in the process of writing this book and also ever since it got published?
Yeah, so the process of the publication was a real experience and adventure for me because I believe as a writer and as an author or as an artist or whoever you categorize
Mm.
yourself, um, you're always learning on the job. And so I contacted a few public publishing houses
Yeah.
prior to Troubadour, that's who I'm published with. And I had a meeting with a Fuzzy Flamingo based in Leicestershire in England, which is what this publication is based.
Mm.
And it allowed me to talk through, I'm saying face value, but in a meeting like this, it allowed me to kind of gain experience and look
Mm.
into the depths of, what I need to know before I publish my book. I wanted to be really certain that it was a publisher that I wanted to go with
Mm.
for them to want to collaborate with me. So I contacted Fuzzy Flamingo and then I found Troubadour Publications. And the journey was just exciting. They was there every step of the way with me and they were making sure that I was comfortable with different aspects of the publication.
Mm.
And they even allowed me because if your viewers don't know, I'm based in Leeds, so it's about 150 miles to the publication. It's down south
Oh,
near London, and
wow.
they actually allowed me to travel down and meet them at face value.
Wow.
And yeah, there's such a supportive organisation, and I couldn't ask for more. They exceeded beyond the expectations of what
Mm.
when I received the book. So yeah, I'm thoroughly grateful for them.
Absolutely. That's actually great, really. And I love your description of that. Thank you for mentioning. Sounds quite
No, you're
like a lot
welcome.
of work, involved in it. And yeah, before I go on to my next question, having published this book, do you have any other works you're currently working on?
Yeah, I'm working on performance pieces at the minute, which I've taken a hiatus on for a couple of months because I've been busy with other projects. And
Yeah,
it's a burlesque cabaret piece called Cheeky Chaplin. So I'm playing the role of Charlie Chaplin in a cheeky manner. And on roller skates as well. I picked up roller skates in February. I haven't skated since I was 5 years old, so that's many many moons ago. So
Mm,
I'm working on that at the minute, and I'm doing like a UK tour on the poetry circuit in celebration of the book and the support of the book, and to reach
interesting.
and garner new audiences. So that's what I'm doing at the minute. I'm just
Yeah,
busy performing. So yeah, yeah,
interesting. Well, that's quite lovely to know, really. It's quite amazing
yeah,
to know,
yeah,
and I hope that that too goes on successfully. Hopefully, if
yeah.
when that is up, we'd love to have you back on the show to talk about it. That'll be exciting, really.
Oh no, I'd love to. I'd love to be invited back on. Honestly, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you. Now,
No,
as a
thank you.
published author, I'd love to hear
Mhm.
your advice that you have for other writers who are still struggling with, say, writing and publishing in your particular sort of genre. What would you advise
Mhm.
people in this category?
Mhm. Yeah. So my advice is to never give up. To always persist.
Hmm.
Consistency is the key. And there's been times. I mean, from myself and from perspective of other writers,
Yeah.
it's not an easy journey. There's always hurdles along the way.
Hmm.
I don't believe that it has, it is an easy journey, because if it's an easy journey, everyone will be doing it. But I
Yeah,
believe, even though I love the conclusion of it, the
yeah.
reaching of the goalpost, and that ambition being succeeded and accomplished, I love the journey. I love the journey of rejections, and I love the journey of meeting new people. And I just believe you have to have a journey to talk about and to reflect on your experiences,
Mm,
and and to adapt and to always develop. And as many mentors and artists that I've come across, even myself, I always believe that you never stop learning. You're always
mm,
learning until
yeah,
you're old and graceful. But yeah, I just love the journey. I love the journey, and I just think
absolutely.
that's important. And yeah, never give up on your goals and your ambitions.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's very true, really. And thank you so much for your advice. I'm
No.
hoping that viewers, even including myself, would love to utilize it. Before we call it a day today, Jamy, is there
Mhm.
anything that you'd love to share with the viewers about your book that we did not mention in this interview and you'd love the viewers to know?
Um, yeah, I mean, I could show you a couple of the visuals
Absolutely.
in
And
the
if it's
book.
possible that you might want to recite some work in there, that would be fine too. Or if you just want to
Yeah,
show a couple of pictures too, that
yeah.
would be great.
I'll just see which ones that may sell. So yeah, so I believe, so this book is a genre of burlesque animation, comedy, mental health, self-exploration,
Mm.
and it's highly, highly illustrative. It's really energetic, and I'm just trying to put it to another angle. And if you like various forms of art, can you see that?
Oh yeah, beautiful.
So there's various
Do you make the artists?
styles.
Do you make all of this yourself?
I do, yes.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
interesting, really.
it's really self um stream of consciousness drawing that I have, and I just
Wow,
love
wow.
characters. It's just, yeah.
You're an amazing creative, Jamie.
So
That's
it's just,
beautiful.
yeah. No, thank you. And yeah, there's a variation of art for everyone to enjoy, and
Ah,
I hope to inspire as well if anyone wants to pick up the book, The Vision of
that's
Storytelling.
amazing. Yeah. That's beautiful, actually, and I love your take on that. Thank you. And just in
No,
case we
thank
have
you.
some viewers who are currently watching this interview, I would love to get a
Mhm.
copy of the book. On what platform is it available on for purchase?
Yeah, so it's on all the major online retailers.
Yeah.
So it's available through Troubadour Publications. That's my publishing house. So it's spelled Troubador Publishing. And then it's available on Waterstones, WH Smith, I believe Barnes and Nobles, Amazon. So yeah, it's Jamy H. Scrutton, The Vision of Storytelling.
Yeah, that's great. And I left a link in the discussion part of this interview where interested
Mhm.
viewers can get a copy of Jamie H. Scruton's book directly on Amazon and also on other platform. So thank you
Mhm.
so much, Jamie, for accepting the invitation to be featured on P English Literature. It's awesome having this conversation with you.
It's been brilliant. Thank you. And thank you for the viewers for channeling and watching. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, it's my pleasure as well. And it's so
Mhm.
nice
Yeah.
to have you on.